What's up guys, Noah from TemplateFC here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create concept uniforms in Photoshop using our hockey uniform mockup templates. So you guys can purchase these on our website here, obviously for $25.49. And when you download them, you'll get 6 TIFF files. You can contact us on the contact page if you need the PSD. But once you do that, you'll get 6 different views. You have 3 front views, so front, front right, front left, and then the 3 back views. So if we hop over into Photoshop then and open one of these up. So to open the TIFF files up in Photoshop, you just right click, open with, select Photoshop. I already have the front open, but this is basically what you get. And I'm gonna run you guys through the options we have on this mockup and then go to creating a jersey of some sort. So first off, you can see we have 2 options at the top that are both gray, which say chest strings and bower skates. So chest strings obviously are these chest strings here, the little chest collar area. You can hide it if you don't want them, like so, or you can have them visible. And this is a smart object, so you can double click it and it will open a new file that you can customize this. And you can actually change the laces from hanging to tied, so it's like tied in a knot. And then customize the colors and everything, but we'll come back to that later, kind of towards the end. The bower skates then, if we go down to the skates, you can see we just have default colored skates, but if you want like properly branded skates, you can select these bower skates, and there you go. Also, if you want to change the color, you could come onto that layer, press Command U to get a hue and saturation. Select red, since that's the only color on these laces, or on these skates, and you can drag that around to maybe get a different color that you want. So there's blue. That's as far as you can go with that, but you can also just go ahead and change the colors of the skates then when we get to it. Going back to the top, we have the helmet, and you can see we have a big old visor on this helmet, but you can go ahead and hide that. You can see we have a layer or a group called visor lighting. So if you hide that and then come down to where it says visor, you can hide that. And boom, there's the helmet without the visor. If you just have the visor lighting checked without the visor color, this will be a clear visor, which is probably the most common option you'd want. And then obviously you can customize the colors and design and everything like that. Moving on to the gloves. Oh, by the way, you can also just hide the helmet if you don't want it. Same thing with the gloves here. If we come down, you can hide the gloves, but you have some customization. The gloves are a bit limited because there's so many different types of gloves. I didn't want to have a ton of smart objects on the gloves since I figured they're kind of a minor detail, but I included enough that you could add your own customization if you want. So the only smart object is on this wrist area where you'd kind of have your biggest logo. So you can also put a design there. And then I also did some thumb smart objects for a little extra logo because I felt like that was a good spacing between these two. And then colors wise, you have like the base color, the wrist color, and then the accent colors that you can customize. Oh, along with the grip too, but you don't really see the grip from this angle. Moving on then to the skates. You can come in here and there's no smart objects on these. I just left them solid colors, but you can customize the various colors here, including the laces, like the front, the bottom, the skates, all that. Again, though, you can go ahead and hide all 3 of these and just have the uniform if you'd prefer. But let's go ahead and get into actually creating a uniform. So I'm going to create some sort of Boston Bruins uniform. So I'm going to come into the body section, and you can see these are all colored. So the body section is blue, and the shirt section, we're going to open that and come down and go to where it says body, double click and open that smart object. Let's go ahead to the top layer and add a logo. So I'm going to come in here and I have the Boston Bruins logo somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and drag the Bruins logo in here. I'm going to press Command A and have my move tool selected and align that center. Press Command D, Command T then to transform and align it with the TemplateFC logo. There we go. You'll notice the TemplateFC logo has some stitching and stuff going on. And that's using the patch maker tool. That is a free Photoshop tool that we have available that you can download on our website. I'm not going to do that for this though, just skip that step and add the logo. I'm going to drag this lighting out of this group. This group actually has some texturing on it to make it stand out a little bit more, but I'm going to remove it from that group and then delete these other two elements. I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible for everyone. And then we'll actually delete the other two rectangles, hide this, and just leave the logo for now. But I am going to come to my background color. So color picker, background color, and select yellow. And then I'm going to come to add to swatches, and I'm going to call this Bruins yellow. Click OK. Click OK again on your color, and then that should be in your library. If you don't have your libraries, you can go to Window and make sure it's checked there, and that'll pop up somewhere. So there we go, we have our logo. Let's save this then and come back and just make sure that looks okay. Great, I'm happy with that. Now we can go ahead and do stuff with our colors. So I already have a black, which is the other color I'm going to be using. So you can add that to your swatches too, or add all the colors to your swatches that you're going to be using. But let's go ahead and create a black uniform for the Bruins. So I'm going to select these two colors, make that black. Everything else is already black. I don't think I need to make any adjustments. The shoulder trim here going around, I'm actually going to hide so that's not visible because we're going to do something else. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for the shirt. Let's go on and do all the other elements then. The shorts are already black. You can actually come in here and change the string color too if you want. That's kind of like a fun detail. If you leave them black, you kind of just don't notice them though, or if you leave them the same color as the shorts, you don't notice them. But if you want them to stand out, you can change their color. I'll leave mine black for now. We'll come back. Socks, let's go black. Base color, black, just in case anything sneaks through. Let's go ahead and do the skates and stuff. So skate color 2, I'm actually going to make this some sort of gray. I kind of like the gray skates. So we'll do a dark gray, and then the laces will make yellow because that's kind of fun. Gloves, black. We'll do the yellow wrists. Maybe yellow trim. How does that look? It's pretty interesting. We can go with that. And then helmet. I like an all black helmet, so we'll do everything black. Visor, maybe we just throw in a yellow visor for fun. Cool. Now let's go back to the shirt, and we're going to design the shirt first. So let's go back into the body. Let's add some striping. So we have our rectangle here. Let's go ahead and kind of create our own version of the Bruins striping. So I think they go yellow, white, yellow. So let's go ahead and we'll get yellow and make it thin, duplicate it. We'll do white that I already have. And I'm going to make this one, actually we'll leave that one the same thickness. We'll make the yellow thinner, duplicate it, drag it down. And then let's select all three of these and come in to the distribute vertically. Set that up. I'm going to save this and just see how this looks to make sure we have our spacing all right. That's pretty good. It's still a little too similar to what the Bruins currently have, so let's add some more interesting elements. So I'm going to come in and make the white maybe a little thicker, and then duplicate both the yellows and drag them on top. Command T and make them smaller and kind of put them in the middle here. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's a fun striping design, I think. I'm going to also move all of them up just a smidge. And if you notice, my background color is transparent, so I can change the background of the base color at any time. That's pretty cool. I'm actually going to change the thickness of the white again. We'll make that thinner. And I think I'm going to be happy with that. Let's save that one last time. Cool. I think that's a pretty interesting stripe design. Now let's go ahead, and I like to work on the sleeves next. So let me go right sleeve, left sleeve, open both of these. And you can see we have numbers here. I'm going to leave the numbers alone. I think the Bruins would have white numbers. Maybe we come in and actually give them a yellow stroke, but let's just go ahead and copy our striping first. So I'm going to press Command C on all of these rectangles, come over and let's press Command V, press Command T, and I'm just going to align this with the stripe that's here at the top edge, and then delete the stripe that's there and save. And let's see what that looks like real quick. I like that. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Delete that, save. Great. I am going to come in and add a yellow stroke to this number. By the way, I have a bunch of varsity fonts. This one is actually NHL Philadelphia though, because it's a good obviously it's the Flyers, but it's just a good blocky font, and a lot of hockey teams use a font similar to this. So I thought it was a good default font. You can find so many fonts that are similar though. But let's open up these blending options by double clicking the layer, and let's go to stroke. We're going to add an outside stroke of about 13, I think will be perfect. And let's select yellow as our color. That might be a little too thick. Maybe we go 12. Click OK. I'm going to right click and then copy layer style. Where is that now? There it is. And save that layer, and then go to our other sleeve and we'll paste that layer style onto the other number 10 just to make our lives easier. Paste, save, let's come back. Cool, I think that looks pretty good so far. Let's move on to the shoulders next. So we'll close the sleeves. Let's open up the right shoulder and the left shoulder. You can see we already have logos here that we can use to add any alternate logos, or you can put numbers here instead. Also any sort of striping, which we will do here. But let's go ahead and grab the alternate logo for the Bruins that I have over here. Press Command T, I'm gonna shrink it down, and I'm gonna delete the white parts of this. So let's use the magic wand tool. I'm just doing it the lazy way. Press Command Delete, cool. And I'm actually gonna double click and add a white stroke on this just so it can be visible. Maybe we do 8 as the size. Click OK. Press Command T. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees or -90, and then kind of align it with the logo that's already here. Perfect. We can delete that other logo. Press Command C to copy. Come over to the other side, paste. Let's flip it and align it again. Great. Delete this. And let's save both of these and make sure the logo placement's okay. That's pretty cool. I know they might have it a little higher up on the jersey, so you could move it up a bit and have it a little higher. I'm just gonna leave it low because I prefer that better. But let's add some like white kind of striping trim here, which is what the Bruins actual jersey has. I'm not sure if we're gonna keep it here for this tutorial, but I want to see what it looks like. So I'm gonna just create a rectangle with the rectangle tool. The Bruins have this as white. I think yellow could look cool too, but we'll try white. Duplicate it and put it on the other side too, in case we were to go to the back. This would just make it easy to copy and paste. But let's select both of those, Command C, save, and then come over Command V. Let me try this again. There we go. Command save that. And we have this going on. Oh, I guess we should probably make the shoulders yellow, like the Bruins have. Forgot about that. Let's go to shoulders, yellow. That's pretty neat, actually. Maybe we come in and actually add one thing here. So let's duplicate this bottom one, make it yellow, and make it thinner. I'm just gonna save that one for now just to see. Okay, gotta make it thinner and move it up. So let's move it up, make it thinner. Okay, a little too far up. There we go. I think I like that. I'm just going to copy all of these again and come back over, delete that, paste, save. There we go. That's something interesting, I think. It's similar to the Bruins current setup, just with like an extra bit of yellow, which I think is pretty neat. But yeah, we'll say that's good and move on to the collar. So we can customize the collar design itself. A lot of hockey teams don't do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide all the collar smart objects. But if you come in here, there by default, it's just a texture. So if you want a little bit of a texture, that's what it'll be. So we can leave that. That won't hurt anything, but I'm going to hide it for now. You can actually change the color of the bottom of the collar real easily by just doing that. So we can add a yellow. And then if you hide the chest strings, that's what that looks like. I'm gonna keep that black though. Collar top though, I think I might go yellow. And then the collar front you can change to yellow, although we have a smart object there. So you can customize the colors pretty easily like that. Let me keep this as black. We'll leave the top yellow. I think that's not too bad. And if you come into the collar front, this is where you could add like the NHL logo or whatever. We have our little TFC logo here though. And I think that's fine for me. To top off the jersey, we have to go back to the chest string smart object. So let's open that up. And I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do the hanging strings. I think I like those better. We'll make the strings white. Yeah, we'll keep them white. Body color. So the body color is supposed to be whatever color the jersey is. So black, but a lot of NHL teams or hockey teams in general make this a different color anyway. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the same color as the jersey, especially since the collar's black. So we can leave this part black and then pick a color for behind. So I think for behind, I'm going to go yellow. And you can see the chest color is just this base color. And then we have a chest outline, which I'm going to leave black. The shadows, probably just want to leave black, leave that alone. And then the holes, we could go ahead and make yellow or maybe white. I think being black is probably the best, but let's see what yellow looks like. All right, yellow's kind of fun. Now let's move on to the shorts. Let's open up both of these. So we have some striping already here. We could copy the striping from our jersey. So actually, let's do that. So I'm going to copy these rectangles again, come to our shorts, paste, Command T, and we'll rotate. And then just align these with the stripings that's here. Like that. Cool. We'll delete the other rectangles then. And then you can come in and add a logo here or whatever. I don't know if NHL teams have logos here. I forget. But I'm going to leave it blank. Actually, no. We'll grab the Bruins logo. Screw it. Command C, Command V. And we'll just set that up about there. See what that looks like. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now let's just copy the striping onto the other short. Save. Boom. Now, obviously on this front view, you don't see the sides of the shorts very well, but on the other views, you will. And let's move on to the socks. Open up these. Now, usually the sock striping is a little more complicated in a hockey uniform, but the striping I made here is complicated anyway. So let's just go see what that looks like on the socks. Now, the way this mockup is set up, you want to make your stripes the same exact width as the stripe that's already here. So this striping setup, you want to copy the size. So I'll show you in a second why you want to do that. You want to copy the size and placement. So if we save that and I zoom in here, you can see this mockup has like a texture for like a thicker part of the sock, and the striping is aligned with that. So especially at the top, you could probably go lower and be all right. But at the top, you kind of want to align it with where our striping is set up as a default. So just something to keep in mind. But There you go, easy enough striping for the socks. And looking at the skates, I actually want to change the color of those. So I'm going to make that my next step. I'm going to say I'm happy with this uniform. We can minimize the body. Let's go to the skates. And I want some white somewhere. Maybe skate color 1. Yeah, that's fine. Also, you can separate these colors more. Obviously, skate color 1 has the bottom and top, and you can kind of just duplicate one and then delete part of it and change the color of that half. Just an FYI. But let's go on to the gloves next. And I'm not going to use any real company logos or anything, but I am going to come into the glove band and get rid of this grid. But you can come in, add your own logo or text here. And you just have to add it to one smart object, because if you save this, it will update both gloves, which is handy. And let's actually make this black. So I'm going to press Command I to inverse that color. And there we go. I think that looks pretty nice. Pretty sweet gloves. All right, let's go to the helmet next. And we have some options on the helmet. So a lot of NHL helmets are obviously just plain base colors, which is fine. But if you want to add a design to the whole helmet, you can do that. So if we come into this helmet smart object and say I want, I don't know, do I have a good brush color or a good brush that I can mimic something with? Let's do this. And let's save it. And if you come over, you can see, boom, there is a helmet design. So if you want to add cool designs, you can go ahead and do it with that smart object. Obviously not a common thing with hockey uniforms, but you have the option. But let's go ahead and hide that. And you can see we have a number smart object, which is just for that top part of the helmet. And then the front text, which is usually some sort of logo or whatever. This view doesn't have, like, you can't see the sides where a logo would be, but the other templates have this, where you can add the logo to the helmet. Just so you're aware, you could also put the logo on the number instead and flip them. It's up to you, but that's like the helmet customization. And then, like I said before, you can mess with the visor and then change the color of these different elements. Maybe the inside actually we make yellow just for funsies. And there you go. So that's pretty much how you go about using this mockup. Create some awesome designs. Obviously, you can replace the TemplateFC logos with your own logo or a league logo or whatever. But hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you guys can create some awesome stuff with this mockup. It's actually very high quality. It's like 8,000 by 4,000. So you can really zoom in and get a bunch of details and really show off your design. It's really awesome. Be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Follow us on Twitter at TemplateFC and Instagram TemplateFC, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.